What's up, everyone? It's your boy Busco the Barber, and I'm gonna go ahead and narrate this tutorial for you guys. This is Flair the Barber doing the haircut, and I'm gonna tell you guys exactly what we're doing. So as you guys can see right there, exactly where we started right there with the tail liner. That's very important because you have to know exactly how high or low you place that tail liner. Now the reason why it's very important because you're always gonna have that problem where you might mess up doing the fade a little bit too high or too low to the point where it's like it doesn't even look like a bald fade because you did it too low. Same thing if you're going too high. So I feel like it's very important knowing where to stop. Okay, so now we have our number one with the level open. Once more, we're gonna pause the video right now so we can show you guys exactly how high your second guideline should be. It's very important knowing your distance and space. As you guys notice, the double arrows that I left right there, it indicates the bottom line and the top line. That's how much space you're gonna give yourself to erase the bottom line. So as you guys can see, you're pretty much putting a perimeter on the sides, which is your 1.5. In this video, we're using our 1.5 as a baseline for the simple fact that we're gonna do clipper over comb after the number 1.5. Okay, so now what we need to do is fade into the 1.5 with our number one level close. I marked it there for you guys, so there's no way you guys can mess up. Okay, so I marked it exactly where the 1.5 line is at and where you should stop. Make sure you do this, and the number one should just blend into the 1.5. So right now we just created strategy for us to fade only to the number one and the rest clip over comb after 1.5, if that makes sense. But to make this haircut pop out and stand out even more, you have to pass the electric shaver. So I'm passing it slowly, as you guys can see right here. We're stopping slightly underneath the T outliner. That way it could be easier for us to erase that balding line. Because if we would have stopped exactly where the T liner is at, that meant we would have to go a little bit higher than what we should. Other than that, now we're gonna go and start feeding out the bottom line, putting the level all the way close, make it into 0. And yes, all machines are 0 gap. Any machines that I use or any of the barbers right here use, there's 0 gap. So what you want to do is pretty much just start knocking down the line. It's not gonna erase. You're kind of lifting the line up a little bit, you know, because you're raising it up a little bit. But that line that you're creating right now it's a little bit higher than the previous line. Also, every time you glitch the level down, you're making the level higher, you're making the size higher. So as you notice, every time we glitch the level a little bit lower, we go a little bit higher. So right now we're glitching it down one more time and we're gonna go a little bit higher. And after that, don't be scared if you have a line, which you see right now, we have a line right now. After this process, we put the level down one more time right here. After this process, we're pretty much gonna detail everything with this clip right here, the half clip. The half clip with the level all the way open, middle, and close. So what this is gonna do is gonna blend in right into the number one. It's gonna blend in right into the number one, and to detail any lines in between the one or the half, that's where you're gonna lower the level either to the middle or close. So at this point, it's pretty much really easy to do this fade. You're just fading to the number 1.5, which was the first size we put in the side. Now after the 1.5, our comb is a size number 1 with the level all the way open. With the machine, it's 1.5, so it complements right after the 1.5. What I want you guys to see is the angles that we're using, and notice that right now that we're doing clip over comb, we're going sideways, we're knocking down a lot of bulk. There might still be a little bit of a line from the 1.5, but this is where this strategy right here comes in. Now we're blending up. This strategy right here, we're clip over comb going up instead of sideways. Now we're eliminating that 1.5 line. The only way you could get rid of it is by going up, as you guys see right here. So when it comes to clip over comb, just remember, fade it sideways with the comb to knock down the bulk. Once you knock down that bulk, to detail and erase any type of line, you start fading up with the machine instead of going sideways with the clipper over comb. Now as you guys notice, we're gonna start doing the lineup in the sides, and that's gonna detail a lot and show us anything that we missed, any little dark spots. Now remember, if you missed any dark spots, all you have to do is work your way down, like with the last clip that we used, which obviously was the one with the level open. After that, we're just detailing, we're just perfecting the fade right here, you know. We're going back to the steps. nothing major right here. If this doesn't happen to you while you're doing a haircut, you don't necessarily have to do this. But if you do catch on to this, make sure you come back and detail your work. So as you see, we're doing clipper over comb because we had to follow those same steps all over right there in the front, just to detail whatever we missed, anything that we caught onto when we did the lineup on the sides. Now we're almost done with the fade. We just gotta erase the balding line with the T outliner. Go ahead and use the corner of your blade, and when I mean the corner, I mean like a quarter of half of the blade. If you're going towards the left, use the left side of the blade. If you're going to the right, use the right side of the blade. The same thing right here with the machine. We're just coming back to detail. But that original balding line that we created in the beginning, you're gonna take it off with the T outliner. Have in mind that we have to use it in this last step to make sure we erase that. Now coming back to scissor work. Okay, this strategy, we're gonna go ahead and take off the desired length that the customer wants you to take off from the front. You're gonna go side to side, only in the front. This is gonna dictate the length of the hair from the front. Now if the customer wants it shorter from the back, that's where you let the customer know. You ask them if you want it from long to short to the back, or you just want everything the same size. Now that being said, you're gonna use that front guide as a guide to cut from back to front. As you see, every time we're going back, I put it slow motion so you guys could see the parts that were cut, which is your guide for you to know where to stop. Just make sure you go front to back all over the head, and then after this you could go side to side just to double check your work and make sure that everything's even. But other than that, just look at this video right here. The angles that I chose to record flare are very helpful for you guys to recognize what to cut or how to guide yourself. Remember, if you guys get lost in this part, just go back, rewind the video, and then make sure you pay attention to the first guideline, which was going side to side in the front, pretty much where the bangs are at. Once you cut that, you go front to back to make sure everything is equal, the same length. And as you see Flair right here, he's going side to side to cross check his work to make sure that everything is even. It's a pretty simple strategy. I know it sounds a little bit complicated because for the new people that have already started cutting hair, it's a little bit complicated because it's just something new that you're just learning. But overall, the more you practice it, the more you realize that it's pretty easy. So now you have to blow dry the hair. Once it's blow dried and you're styling it, you can mold it with hairspray. Make sure you don't burn the client. Make sure you're just hitting the hair and not his skin. Usually when you do a blow dry, sometimes you see the hair that's popping out on the side. You go ahead and take advantage and do clipper over comb. You're pretty much just perfecting the haircut. Sometimes you don't find yourself in these situations, but if you do, you got to make sure you take care of it, because that's your job as a good barber, to make sure that the haircut is perfect. So right now Flair's just molding it, any little spots that he saw, and now he's just putting product on the hair after he styled the hair. Have in mind, he blow dried and styled the hair before he put any type of product, just so he could have control of the hair on how it's gonna look or the type of volume that it needs on top. You could go ahead and use your hands to style the hair. There's different ways. You could use a comb. There's certain combs to style the hair. You could also use your hands the way you mold it with the hair blow dryer. Then you could use your hands to give it a good texture. And overall, just take your time. And this is the final product. Flair the Barber did this haircut. He's a great barber. Go ahead and follow him at Flair the Barber, and go ahead and follow me at Busco5150 Cuts for more tutorials. I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.